to y'all by way of his son Yahshua HaMashiach, and get this show on the road at John 5:39. You know, dealing with what we were talking about on Wednesday, with HaMashiach being a similitude of the Tower of Babel. And me and Brother Trav were talking about this the other day, and it was like, you know, people sitting back telling you and said they want to fight the Most High, and you sit back and think of it, why would the people build a tower to fight a battle they know they couldn't win? But yet we don't read and say that. We don't read that, but yet we see people fighting a battle against the Lord every day that they can't win. After we read this John 5:39, we're going to look at 1 Timothy 4:1. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you that the Lord that you have not the love of Elohim in you. Let's look at 1 Timothy 4:1. When you got a lot of people, that's at the end of the day. They love to scream, I love God, I love God, I love the Lord, but it's not in them. It's not in them. They show it in every single solitary thing that they do. It ain't in them. Make that 2 Timothy 4:1. I'm sorry, 2 Timothy 3:1 is what I want. See, this is what y'all need to sit back and look at. This know also that in the last days perilous times should come. You know what the word perilous means, right? Terrible, trouble, hard times. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, uncoded. See, I'm going to turn around and show y'all something. Look at Daniel chapter 4. He said, man, he's hold to 2 Timothy 3:1. He said, men would be lovers of their own self. You know what happened if you're a lover of your own self? You know what that really show about you, what that's signifying? Daniel 4:1. Pride. That's what you see in America right now. People just lovers of their own self. Daniel 4:1. Nebuchadnezzar, the king unto all peoples, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth. Peace be multiplied unto you. I thought it good to show the signs and wonders that the high Elohim have wrought toward me. How great are his signs, and how mighty are his wonders. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and his dominion is from generation to generation. Nebuchadnezzar was at rest in my house, flourishing in my palace. I saw a dream which made me afraid, and the thoughts upon my bed and the visions of my head troubled me. Therefore I made a decree, and all the wise men of Babylon before me, that they might make known unto me the interpretation of the dream. So we know that he had a dream, and y'all remember what this dream was? Because we're not finna go through all the stuff that we seen in this dream. Y'all remember what that dream was? Well, that was a dream that he saw a tree being cut down, and we know that that dream was a similitude of HaMashiach. You remember that about that tree? Well, drop down here to about verse 21. Yep. Make it 22. Yeah, a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? It is thou, O king, that thou art grown and become strong, for thy greatness is grown, and reached unto heaven, and thy dominion to the end of the earth. And whereas the king saw a watcher and a Kodesh one come from heaven, and saying, hew the tree down and destroy it, yet leave the stump of the roots thereof in the earth, even a band of iron and brass in the tender grass of the field. Let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 times pass over him. This is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which has come upon my lord the king, that they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as an oxen. They shall wet thee with the dew of heaven. 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High rule in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will. Y'all, I know y'all sitting back looking at you hearing that 7. Yeah, that's the 7 abominations and things of that nature. But what we sitting back looking at is he being brought down because of his pride, because he loved himself. He got lifted up in his heart. See, come over here to the 3rd chapter, actually about the 6th chapter. Might be the 5th. The 5th chapter of Daniel with his son. And you'll see that this nigga here was a lover of his own self. In the 17th chapter of the book of Daniel. Because see, now we're dealing with Nebuchadnezzar's son. Because he seen a writing, some writing on the wall. He got a little scared. Daniel 5:17. Then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself, give thy rewards to another. Yet I will read the writing unto the king and make known to him the interpretation. O thou king, the most high Elohim gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and the majesty and glory and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled in fear before him, whom he would slew, and whom he would kept alive, and whom he would set up, and whom he would put down. But when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he disposed him, that he was disposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. So you know if your heart get lifted up and your mind get hardened in pride, that's because you was a lover of yourself. He said, and he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beasts, and his dwelling was the wild asses, and they fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High Elohim ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appointed over to whomsoever he will. And thou his son, O Belshazzar, hast not humbled thy heart, though thou knew all of this, but hast lifted thyself up against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessel of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords and thy wives and thy concubines have drunk wine in them. And thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know, and the Elohim, as whose hand thy breath is, and whose all thy ways hast thou not glorified. You know what I'm saying? We could look at many, remember Azariah, the king that went in there, or Uzziah, I should say, who got his hand, he ended up getting turned leprous, because he got lifted up in his pride, right? Because all the battles that he won, and he began to love himself, and he began to look at, I'm the man. Even in the book of Acts, when we see King Herod, when he went to speaking, and they say he sound like a god, and he killed him right there on the spot, because he didn't give the glory to y'all. That's why you got to catch yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with loving yourself, but you need to make sure that you don't, that love for yourself don't get narcissistic. That's why I tell some of y'all women sometimes you better be careful all them selfies, all them pictures you be taking. You've been done drift over into that territory. Because that love, that being a lover of yourself because of the attention that you get, it's been done permeated in you and did something wrong to your mental state. You got to be careful about that, about it being a lover of yourself, because that's pride. And boy, the Lord got a way of bringing you down. We didn't read all through it what he did to Nebuchadnezzar. He had this man eating grass, butt naked with animals. Come on back to 2 Timothy 3:1. What you think going on in America right now? You like to say, dude just told me today, Trav just told me today, Bruce Jenner said he didn't even get his testicles cut off. He said he still like women, he just want to dress up like a woman and call himself Kate. But he's still hanging and swinging. You know, these people crazy. For all these people who get up like this here, because these people love themselves more than they love God. So you have to catch yourself with that. When what you want to do is more important than what God say, you're in a dangerous place. Verse 2, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, uncoded. See, you see that boasting? You got to be careful with that boasting now. Telling people how good you is and what you got. Man, that man take all that stuff from you, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't appreciate nothing. Some of you little kids who listening don't want to do what your mom and daddy say. You're going to hell. And I'm going to tell some of y'all the reason why your kids probably don't do what you say, because you don't do what the Most High say. So he ain't going to give you no obedient children. He say traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of Elohim. You know, that's what these sissies see. That's what these sissies problem is. They lovers of pleasure. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Let's go back over here, Genesis 18. Because he say lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High. Let's just see what went on here in Genesis 18. I'm going to show y'all what happened on Genesis 18. It's going to happen again. These niggas going crazy talking about America done turned into Sodom and Gomorrah. They letting sissies get married. Nigga, America been Sodom and Gomorrah. Genesis 18 and 20. Because they letting some punks get married, you thought it, man, all this debauchery that go on over here? Some of you niggas done been a part of it. How many of you niggas gonna admit you been in an orgy before? I know some people done been in one. I had a girl tell me, yeah, well, I was in an orgy. I'm like, you, and you just said it with such confidence. I mean, to her, it was just matter of fact. I've been in an orgy. I'm like, you were cool with a whole bunch of grown people in one room just humping? Man, I remember Fat Boy stayed next door to the lady used to have swinger parties. Man, this type of stuff go on in people's house every day. Y'all ride past people or work with people, and they could be some of the freakiest people you ever seen in your life. And you'll never know it. Y'all said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before Yah. Abraham drew near, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Do you see what Abraham just asked? I want you to keep that in mind now. Hold what you got. Luke chapter 17. Luke chapter 17. Verse 22. Matter of fact, make it 26. And it was as in the days of Noah, so shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man. What was going on in the days of Noah? Yep. Well, let's look and see in Genesis chapter 6. Still holding Genesis 18. Let's see what's going on during the days of Noah. Genesis 6 and about verse 5. Elohim saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So it sounds like to me during the times of Noah, it was perilous time. That means these people were lovers of pleasure. That means they were high-minded. That means they were traitors. That means they were disobedient to parents. That means they were unthankful. They were unkodesh. They were proud. They were boasters. And it repented Yah that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And Yah said, I will destroy man whom I have created from off the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. Let's look at verse 11. Let's see what else was going on during the time of Noah. The earth also was corrupt before Elohim, and the earth was filled with violence. And Elohim looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. We just seen Paul pretty much saying how everybody corrupting the way of Yah right on the earth, right? What you see going on right now? Well, let's go back and look at 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. You still hold Luke 17 and Genesis 18. Let's look at 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. And let's just see what he say these false prophets will do. So if it's like in the days of Noah, that means it's going to be violence in the earth. And what you be seeing? Say the whole earth would corrupt the way of Yah. They were corrupted. After this, Titus chapter 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in the damnable heresies, and even denying the Lord that brought them, and bringing upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Don't you sit back and look at in Genesis, if the way of Yah been corrupted, these people were saying things they had no business, doing things they had no business, and he say all the earth, so that means everybody followed behind it. I mean, everybody followed behind it, didn't it? That means the whole earth was corrupt. What do we turn around and look at and see now? Corruption everywhere. These people will take this man's word and try to make it fit like he stamped this stuff. Titus 1 and 10. Make it 9. See, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to show you what happened. Make it verse 7. I'm going to show you verse 6. I'm going to show you what happened Even though obviously Isaiah ain't no bishop, ain't no preacher, but I'm gonna show you what happened. Why them people was able to get off and come at him like this here. He say, if any be blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly. For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of Elohim. So that means you got to be a steward. That means you hold somebody goods, not self-willed. That means you don't do stuff on because that's what you want to do. That goes back to when Yahshua said what? I didn't come to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. You know what I'm saying? Because Yahshua was not self-willed. Say, I didn't come to do. He say, I don't say what I want to say. What the Father tells me to say, that's what I say. You know what I'm saying? Remember, we read Balaam said that too, didn't it? You can't be preaching the word and be self-willed and you're going to do what you want to do. He say, not soon angry, not giving the wine, no striker, nor giving the filthy lucre. So when we look at not giving the wine, that hit even harder when Yahshua sat back and looked at his disciples and said, I ain't going to drink this fruit of the vine till I drink it new with you. Because when he rose from the dead, now he done became the great shepherd. And they'll be able to make both folds one. So they wouldn't be divided anymore. I can't sip no wine. So when Paul come back around and say a bishop can't sip no wine, you see why. No striker, not giving the filthy lucre, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, kodesh, temperate. Listen to what he said. Holding fast the faithful word as he has been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine to both exhort or warn and to convince the gainsayer. See, now obviously, you know, Isaiah don't know that was going to happen when he said that, made that statement. Like, it don't matter if these faggots get married, they still going to hell. But for these sinners to jump on that there, they looking to gainsay. Now, he wasn't skilled enough in the word to shut their mouth. That's why a grown man can get on there and say, if you eat more than 3 meals a day, you committed sin, because that's gluttony. And I say, nigga, the book don't say that nowhere. Where it's at? Show me what a man says a sin if you eat more than 3 meals a day. Please, I'd like to see it. Any of y'all ever read that before? I ain't never read that before. Anybody ever read that before? Listen what he say now. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. And one of them themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, the Cretians are always liars, evil beasts, and slow bellies. This witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. So when we come back looking at it, this is somebody talking about people corrupting the way of y'all. Because why else would he say, well, go ahead and rebuke these people because they deceivers, saying things they ought not? We look in the earth and people doing all manner of violence. And we ain't got to be talking about the police killing nobody. We ain't got to be talking about the shooter at that church in Charleston. Look at all the videos niggas share, niggas fighting. And people love to see that stuff. People just paid $100 to watch 2 men fight each other a couple months ago. You know what I'm saying? People will sit there and watch somebody get manhandled and pummeled and won't even stop it. Oh, they talking about, boy, he knocked her out, boy. Boy, did you see how hard he hit her? They stomping on people, hitting people out, knocking niggas out. Niggas love this stuff. It just ain't black people, because white people love it too. Don't sit back and think white people don't do it. They look at that stuff too. They just don't have they just don't have a world star and all them mediums like y'all do for y'all to put this stuff up there. Because y'all be seeing these white folks get locked up for recording their kids fighting. Don't think white people don't do this stuff too. They not going to put that stuff out there because they want to paint you to be the animal. They do it too. They watch it too. Come on back over here to Luke. All this type of violence in the earth, man. Niggas stay getting murked in Duval County by Sunday. People stay fighting. Stay arguing. Whole earth is corrupt. Verse 26 again. And it was in the day, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. What happened to Lot's wife? Why did she turn to stone? So you got to sit back and look at that. A lot of y'all be looking back all the time. Because it wasn't just the looking back of seeing what was happening. You wanted to remain there. You enjoyed what was going on there. Look at Philippians 3:8 real fast. You enjoyed it. You know, we dealt with this a while back, remember? But I'm going to read it to you again. After this, get Hebrews chapter 6, about verse 5, maybe 6. Philippians 3:8. Yea, make it 7. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Hamashiach. Y'all now sit back and Lord will, I'm finna show it to you. Them coming out of Sodom and Gomorrah is a similitude of us coming out of the world to enter into Hamashiach and be saved. Y'all got to realize that. Them coming out of there, that's what that was about. That just wasn't about a city where it was a bunch of punks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't be sitting back looking at, y'all don't see Lot counted that stuff that he had in Sodom and Gomorrah to leave it behind. I'll lose that for the Lord. That's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't look at that type of stuff. You always looking back, thinking you missing out on something. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't even sit back and realize, boy, Lot ain't shed nan tear for that woman dying. You niggas will cry, you niggas will kick, cry, and scream because you don't want to lose your family members, because you don't want to lose your friends, your childhood peers. You know what I'm saying? Leave them niggas right where you found them at. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Hamashiach. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of the Messiah Yahshua, my Lord, for whom I suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I might win Hamashiach, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the law, but which is through the faith of Hamashiach, the righteousness which is of Elohim by faith. Let's turn back around and let me show you one more thing in Luke 17, what we came around there for. I'm going to show you all that stuff right there, man. Brother called me earlier and he say, man, what do you say to somebody who say all Paul letters fake? I say, don't have a conversation with him. 17 and 33 of the book of Luke. Y'all all right? I say, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. Whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. That's what Paul just was telling you. I'll lose my life to gain it. I ain't trying to keep it, so I'll lose it. I'll tell you in that night, there shall be two men in one bed. One shall be taken and the other shall be left. Two women shall be grinding together, and the one shall be taken and the other left. Two men shall be in the field, and the one shall be taken and the other left. You ain't even sit back looking at it. When he flooded the earth, he took Noah and his house. He took them and left everybody else. When you look at Sodom and Gomorrah, he took Lot and his household, left everybody else. See, we're going to have a similitude of where he get it from. This is even in Jeremiah. I'll take one of a family and two of a city and bring you to Zion. That's in Jeremiah 3 and 14. You know what I'm saying? Because when I get ready to render wrath on it, Ezekiel chapter 15, verse 1. When I get ready to render wrath on somebody, I'm going to take them. I'm going to leave the rest of you niggas. You still hold Genesis 18. I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing. Hold on, my bad. Is that 17 that I want? I thought let me look at 15, what that say?
Go way down.
Leah, go get in that bed. Because if I got to get up, it's 14 that I want. If I got to get up, you ain't going to like it. 14 and 13. I'm sorry about that. Ezekiel 14 and 13. 15 ain't what I want. I got something in 15, but it's not dealing with that right there. Son of man. Make it 12. The word of Yah came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinned against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and I will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. And though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith Yah Elohim. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, and they spoil it, so that it should be desolate, that no man may pass through because of the beasts. Though these three men were in it, as I live, saith Yah Elohim, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters, they shall only be delivered, but the land shall be desolate. Or if I bring a sword upon that land and say, sword, go through the land, so that I cut off man and beast from it. Though these three men were in it, as I live, saith Yah Elohim, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters, but they shall be delivered themselves. Or if I send pestilence into that land and pour out my fury upon it in blood, pour out my fury upon it in blood, to cut off from it man and beast, though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, saith Yah Elohim, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter, but they shall deliver their own souls by their righteousness. For thus saith Yah Elohim, how much more when I send my four sore judgments upon Jerusalem, the sword and the famine and the noisome beast and the pestilence, to cut it off from man and beast. Yet behold, therein there shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth, both sons and daughters. Behold, they shall come forth unto you, and you shall see their way and their doings, and you shall be comforted concerning the evil that I brought upon Jerusalem, concerning all that I brought upon it. And they shall comfort you when you see their ways and their doings. You shall know that I have not done without a cause all that I have done in it, saith Yah Elohim. That's a powerful thing right there. Powerful thing right there. Hold on now. It call drop. Just give me a second. All right, y'all. Call drop. That's a powerful thing, said he sat back and said. I read it all the way out so you can see. When the Lord come through and punish you individually, or punish a land as a whole, it ain't gonna be for no reason. And do y'all catch the key thing that he kept reiterating? What was the key thing that he kept reiterating? Huh? He didn't say that only the righteous. Only the righteous. That means, and guess what that means? If your son wicked, if your mammy wicked, if your daddy wicked, if your husband wicked, if your wife wicked, it don't matter if them three righteous men was in that city. Nigga, you gonna die. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. I'll show you something. Now this will make a lot more sense what Paul say right here, now don't it? 1 Corinthians chapter 7, about verse 13, about verse 14. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband, or else your children were your children unclean, but now they are kodesh. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases, but Elohim have called us to peace. For what know thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband, or how now, thou old man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? But as Elohim have distributed to every man, as the Lord have called every one, so let him walk, and so ordained I in all the synagogue. You know also what is going in, how you know you're going to save your wife and save your husband? Because even when Abigail, who was a righteous woman, and Nabal, her husband, who was an unrighteous man, she couldn't save him because what he did, y'all killed him anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter. Y'all got to sit back and look at, just because you righteous, don't mean that's going to get your wife spared. You know what I'm talking about? That don't mean, okay, I know some of y'all stay with your people and they sinners and whatnot, and you ought to be already generating in your mind to get away from them. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. First Peter 4. I'm going to show you why. You want to make sure to look up, because what did Abraham ask? 1 Peter 4 and about 17. What did Abraham ask? He said, will you destroy the wicked and the righteous? He said, would you do that? So you just sit back and look at it, because guess what? You being righteous ain't going to save your mammy. Your mammy going to hell. He going to kill her dead where he find her at. That's not going to save your friend who you've been hoping was going to get in the word. I sure hope my homeboy get this truth, man. I want him to get this truth, man. Truthfully, that nigga going to go to hell, because that's where the Lord wanted him to go. Ain't nothing you can do about it. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Elohim. And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of Elohim? We know that from Ezekiel chapter 9, when he told the angels, start at my sanctuary. Judgment started right at his house. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Woo! He just said if the righteous scarcely be saved. You know this taking us right back to what we finna go look at in Genesis, right? Because Genesis chapter 6, it said Noah found grace in Yah's eyes. The righteous was scarcely saved. He saves Noah and his what? And his household, right? 8 people. So the righteous was scarcely saved. When Lot came up out of Sodom and Gomorrah, how many people came up out of there with him? 4. And he killed his wife because she looked back, because her heart was attached to that sin. Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of Elohim commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing as unto a faithful creator. So guess what? When these people begin to come persecute us about their word, you better commit your soul to God. You think these people want to hear me talking about a sissy going to hell? This old rump ranger nigga going to hell? This old carpet munching bulldagger going to hell? This old whoremongering nigga going to hell? This fornicating nigga going to hell? This cigarette smoking, alcohol drinking, cussing nigga going to hell? You know what I'm saying? You think these people want to hear that? Let's just say for whatever reason, the feds told AT&T to do that for whatever reason. You think these people won't hear? They don't want to hear this stuff. It's condemning their behavior. This is what make people want to do something to you for the word. Not you telling them you Israel. Not you talking about the Illuminati. They don't care nothing about that stuff. Oh, the Bilderberg group meeting. See, they finna pull a false flag, brother, and bring in the concentration camp. Them people don't care nothing about that. They don't. They don't care nothing about that. It means absolutely nothing to them. But when you go to condemning their behavior, and you go to point and using Yah's word to point out their unrighteousness and their hypocrisy, that will expose them unto the people. That is what they got a problem with. Y'all hear me? What you think got John the Baptist killed? Him telling you Israel is black, or him telling that man he can't marry his brother's wife? Say it ain't lawful for you to do that. And that man wasn't no Jew, he was a Roman. He still told him, you wrong, nigga. So I'm gonna lock this nigga up. I'm going to lock him up. Y'all better tighten y'all game up. Come on back to Genesis 18. Stop being stupid all you like. Start opening your eyes and paying attention and peeping game. You can't be lame forever. That made me think about this here. When I told my old lady them last night, since I say the word lame. Sometimes they take lame as just meaning use a sucker. But some stuff it just mean you lame to the game. You ain't hip on game. Because see, I'm going to ask all y'all this before I proceed, because it just kind of my mind. Anybody that's not from Jacksonville, Florida, if you from Jacksonville, Florida, abstain from answering this question. When you hear somebody say, that's my friend, what come to your mind? I'm talking about grown people, not kids. When you hear a grown person say, oh, I'm calling my friend, I'm texting my friend, I'm going to see my friend, what come to y'all mind when you hear that? Don't nobody from Jacksonville say that, huh? Say that again, Corey. I can't hear you. Who are anybody else? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. See, around here, if a woman say, "Oh, that's my friend," that's a nigga she having sex with. You know what I'm saying? That's not her boyfriend. That's not her husband. She's sleeping with him. You know what I'm saying? She's sleeping with him. See, around her way in New Bern, they don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? She was wondering why when she was at work and she would say that the women around her would be giggling because she was really texting her friend. It was a female. Because that's the lingo that you use from where you from. But now you done came somewhere else, that lingo means something else. I mean, it's no different. We would go to New York, them niggas would say certain things that they would say we wouldn't say, it means something different. You know what I'm saying? We go to Cali, them niggas say certain stuff that we wouldn't say, and they could be saying something, it's just different. Niggas got slang for everybody talk stuff different. Some stuff universal. But most people already know, boy, you hear one time, that's my friend. Oh yeah, they fornicate. You know what I'm saying? That means that's somebody they having sexual relations with no commitment attached to it. Like I told you down here, somebody say, that's my people. They mean that's his woman. You know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't like this. Oh, that's my people. Nigga, no, that's his woman. That ain't nobody he fornicating with. That's his woman. That's mine. You know what I'm saying? I didn't messing with him. I said, y'all lame to the game. They just sneaking there laughing, but it is what it is. Because I know if I go to another city, I'm going to sit back and listen to them niggas after a while because I'm trying to pick up on their slang. So I know what they talking about. Yeah, I got to pick up on what you're talking about, so I know what you're talking about. Because nigga ain't going to be plotting and planning on me, and I don't know what he doing. Genesis 18 and 20. I'm just telling you, I ain't doing saying that to pick on them, because, I mean, it's different. They didn't use that terminology where they from. It is what it is. Genesis 18 and 20. Because guess what? When she said all the women at her job be laughing, I said, I mean every woman at your job a straight slut bucket. You know what I'm talking about? Straight slut bucket. I'm telling you, man, womb polluted, a semen depository. You know what I'm saying? Y'all said because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous. I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me. And if not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before Yah. Y'all notice what he said? The men went toward Sodom, but what did Abraham do? And Abraham drew near and said, what, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure, there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou destroy and not spare the place with the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee, to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked? And that the righteous should be as the wicked? That be far from thee? Shall not the judge of the earth do right, of all the earth do right? And Yah said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the people for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken unto me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure, there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 45, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again and said, peradventure, there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, oh, not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure, there shall be 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30. Find 30 there. And he said, behold, now I've taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure, if there shall be 20 found there. He said, I will not destroy it for the 20's sake. And he said, oh, let not the Lord be angry. I will speak yet but this one. Peradventure, 10 shall be found there. He said, I will not destroy it for the 10's sake. and Yah went his way. And as soon as he left communing with Abraham, Abraham returned unto his place. Y'all don't sit back and y'all don't see something right here. Golden just told you what it was. Abraham was an intercessor. He was an intercessor right there, didn't he? Let's look at another intercessor then. Who that? What intercessor you think we gonna look at? No, nope. Job 42:7. Y'all should already know. I mean, Moses, easy money. We know Moses. We know Moses was an intercessor. And it was so, after Yah had spoken these words unto Job, Yah said to Eliphaz the Temanite, my wrath is kindled against thee and against thy two friends, for you have not spoken of me the thing that is right, as my servant Job have. Therefore take unto you now 7 bullocks and 7 rams, and go to my servant Job, and offer up yourselves a burnt offering, and my servant Job shall pray for you. For him will I accept, lest I deal with you after your folly, and that you have not spoken of me of the thing which is right, like my servant Job. So Eliphaz the Temanite and Bildad the Shuhite and Zophar the Naamathite went and did according as Yah commanded them, and Yah also accepted Job. So guess what now? Let's look at Romans chapter 3 then. So we see Job and Abraham, for all intents and purposes, standing in the role of a high priest. Not that they are a high priest. We're not saying they are high priests. They're showing a similitude of what a high priest would do, which is 3 and 13, or 3 and 9, 10 of Romans. As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. He ain't find not a righteous soul in Sodom and Gomorrah. But Lot. There is none that understand. There is none that seek after Elohim. It wasn't none of them in Sodom and Gomorrah doing it. It wasn't nobody during the time of Noah doing it, but Noah and his household. Y'all don't even realize that Noah got pulled out because he said he was perfect in it. Oh, man. I'm going to show you in a minute. Hold on. Let me go ahead and do it now, let me go ahead and do it now because it hit my mind. Come on over here to Genesis chapter 6. It don't hit my mind, right? I'm going to see how y'all catch it. I'm going to see if you can catch it. Because it's all dealing with the same thing. It's all the same word. Praise the Lord. Genesis chapter 6 and about verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yah. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with Elohim. How is Noah perfect in his generations? How is Noah perfect in his generations? Well, who are his ancestors? Shem ain't his ancestors. Shem came from Noah. You just mentioned it. Let's look over here. Just move over a chapter. Move over a chapter. Move over a chapter. 5 and 3. Just move over a chapter. And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness after his image and called his name Seth. And what Seth's name mean? God has given me another seed. So when we drop down and we look at verse 27, and all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died, and Lamech lived 182 years and begat a son. He called his name Noah. saying, this saying shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which y'all have cursed. And we look at verse 1 of the 6th chapter of the book of Genesis. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and took them wives of all which they chose. So if Noah was perfect in his generations, it's because he was a son of the Most High. He was a son of the Most High. So hold on. Come on back over here. Hold this Romans chapter 3. We'll come back to this Romans chapter 3. So let's go over here to about 1 John 3 and 8 then. And after we read 1 John 3 and 8, we'll look at Luke 6 and 40 then. I guess they'll tie into what we were talking about to this nigga. I know I mentioned Hebrews 6 and 6. Matter of fact, maybe we'll get around there to it later. You'll drop that. We ain't gonna get around there right now. But let's look at 1 John 3 and 8. Let's sit back and look at what that means, because they're talking about being born again there, because he said Elohim is giving us another seed. Which means there has to be a rebirth, a conversion, a change. That's why Paul say, looking at the things that's in front of me, I lose the thing that's behind. Noah did the same thing. Noah didn't look back and say, well, if I don't build this ark and everybody else I'm gonna leave behind. He built it and he left them. He that commits sin is of the devil. For the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of Elohim was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Don't y'all realize Noah being made perfect in the generation, he being manifested, coming in that ark, being a refuge, and y'all sent that rain down, it destroyed the works of the devil, because the whole world was corrupt before him. All flesh had corrupted it. All them people was of the devil, because if you in the flesh, what you can't do? You can't please y'all. It's not subject indeed to the law of Elohim, neither indeed can be. And that also killed when I done told y'all this before, when the niggas come and say the sons of Elohim in Genesis 6 were angels. Not when he said all flesh corrupted the way. Not when he said all flesh. Angels ain't flesh. Got him. Nigga, go down. That's what Mouse liked to say when we was in the house last night. She kept saying it every time last night. Got him. That's all she kept saying all night long. She ain't gonna say it out loud in front of everybody. She only gonna do it. She only gonna do it at the house. One of these days, I'm gonna get her say it in open. And one of these days, I'm gonna get her say it in open. He said, whosoever is born of Elohim do not commit sin. It just said that Noah was a just man. He was born of Elohim because he came from Adam's lineage, who was Elohim, making him perfect in his generations. He said, whosoever is born of Elohim do not commit sin, for his seed remain in him. He cannot sin because he is born of Elohim. So now it makes a lot more sense of why Noah would be a just man, perfect in his generations then, don't it? Because of the lineage of which he came through. You know what I'm saying? So that tells us that what we got to do. Give me Romans 12 and 1. That thing be kicking you niggas off like Bruce Lee. Look like we ain't gonna get to the house too tough. I got some stuff. I want to talk to y'all about Shiloh. I don't think I'm gonna get to Shiloh tonight. Y'all need to know about Shiloh. It's important that you know about it. Y'all willing, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But the Lord sent him in a different direction. Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Elohim, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, kodesh, acceptable unto Elohim, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Elohim. See, that's not what Job friends did it? That's why he say, go take a burnt offering him, I'm going to accept. Because you ain't offered yourself as a living sacrifice by speaking and doing the thing that was right before me like Job did. So I'll take him. Because he offered himself as a living sacrifice acceptable unto me, Kodesh. Y'all don't see that? Y'all don't catch that? Let me know if y'all don't catch that. Look at verse 3 then. For I say through the grace given unto me to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly according as Elohim have dealt to every man the measure of faith. See, that's what Job had messed up at. But see, y'all don't even sit back and look at Abraham. See, he didn't think of himself more highly than he was, did it? Because he said, I ain't but dust and ashes, Lord. But if you allow me to ask you this, because I'm asking you this on the measure of faith that you've given me, because I know you the judge of all the earth, you're not going to destroy the righteous and the wicked, would you? Why else would he be able to do that? Because he knew Abraham would do justice and judgment and teach the way of Yah in his household. So Abraham knew what was right and acceptable before him. So we seeing that this intercessor, because these people always tell you don't need an intercessor, showing you they don't know the word, because we seeing Abraham an intercessor right off the rip, right here in the law. Before Moses even come around on the scene, we see Abraham doing it. Then we see Moses doing it. Now we see Job doing it. So why Hamashiach, why Yahshua can't be no intercessor then? When we got similitudes of men doing this. Abraham meaning exalted father. He said he'll be called everlasting father. He an intercessor. Job being persecuted and afflicted, ain't did nothing wrong. Yahshua get persecuted and afflicted. He an intercessor. Moses' name mean drawn out the water. Yahshua get drawn out the grave by the Ruach HaKodesh. Why he can't be no intercessor? What's the problem? I don't understand it. Yeah, man, people hate the Most High. They hate y'all. Hebrews 7. Hebrews 7:24. But this man, because he continued forever, have an unchangeable priesthood. Wherefore he is able also to save them to the uttermost that come unto Elohim by him, seeing he ever lived to make intercession for them. Y'all don't sit back and realize that Abraham was able to save Lot because he made intercession for him. For such a high priest become us, who is Kodesh, harmless, undefiled, separate from sinners, made high in the heaven. You don't sit back and look at that Abraham stood before y'all. He didn't go into Sodom and Gomorrah. He was separate from them sinners. Y'all see that? Y'all don't sit back that I focus and say Abraham stood before y'all. Yahshua went into Kodesh tabernacle to stand before y'all. And then right after it mentioned that, Abraham began to make intercession for them. While the angels went into Sodom and Gomorrah, he stayed separate from them sinners, undefiled. Y'all don't catch that? Who need not daily as those high priests to offer up sacrifice first for his own sins, and then for the people's. For this he did once when he offered up himself. For the law make men high priests which have infirmity, but the word of the oath, which was since the law, make the Son who is consecrated forevermore. The only reason why we dealing, because me and Trav been talking about this topic for about a week and a half. Because he was going to deal with it. I wasn't going to deal with it till a good ways and means afterwards. But because the Supreme Court came out and said, well, really, truth be told, homosexual marriage has pretty much been legal in the whole of the United States anyway. It was only 14 states that it was illegal. So 36 out of 50, it was legal. Because it was already legal here in the state of Florida. Yeah, I mean, it was already legal here in the state of Florida. They made it legal in January. So it really wasn't no major revelation. They just said we had to just go ahead and get the rest of these 14. But then we look in, go ahead. Yeah, you do. So now we turn around and we seeing that, and then you know a lot of black people getting agitated. And then some of this stuff is Yah's way to start crafting our minds to know we got to leave here. You know what I'm saying? We got to leave here. And that's another thing I'm sitting back and showing you. Because Lot knew, I got to go. You know what I'm saying? I got to go. I can't be here no more. Come on to Genesis 19. See, some of y'all don't want to leave here. 19:1. And there came two angels to Sodom at even. Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet. You shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round about, both old and young, all people from every quarter. Y'all know we done dealt with this before. This when the Lord died. Had a feast, eat unleavened bread, whole bunch of people come round, surround his house or his body round about. He said, but before they lay down, the men of the city, I just read that, verse 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know him. That ain't no different than John 18. Where Yahshua Nazareth at? Where that dude at? We looking for him. They came out at nighttime, just like then. Where is he at? We looking for him. Bring him out here. And Lot went unto the door unto them, and shut the door after him. And he said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have two daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for they came under the shadow of my roof. And they said, Stand back. They said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now we will deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. You heard these people said, Stand back. They said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn. He will needs be a judge. They said, we got to press upon him. We need to get him. 1 Peter chapter 4. Verse 3. Y'all all right this evening? Y'all extra quiet tonight. Them sissies got y'all quiet. Y'all scared of them sissies? Shoot. Ooh, ain't no, hey man, I'm be honest with you. Nigga gonna need some protection from these sissies after a while. I'm telling you, them sissies gonna be walking up and you talking about, what's up, nigga, you fine. What? Y'all know it's coming. Y'all know it's coming. Well, y'all know these old pillow-biting, rump-ranging, sweet-booted niggas is going to be so bold to straight step to a nigga with impunity. You know what I'm saying? Man, look here, man. Nigga gonna need, man, it might sound funny, but truth be told, niggas is gonna need protection from these niggas. These niggas gonna be everywhere. They already teaching it in schools. They already got little books talking about I got two daddies, two mamas. They sliding this stuff on children cartoons. That's what I'm sitting there telling you. That's why I understood what Corey was talking about, because I done seen that type of stuff with them stuff. They putting that stuff in your mind. You know what I'm saying? The way you think that's normal behavior. You know what I'm saying? We gotta sit back and say, boy, if we, the people of Yah, if we the Yahudim, the Jews, you supposed to stand out on that and not just be pointing out about no faggotry neither. You know what I'm saying? So that means, just like I was telling y'all last week, you can't be around here supporting Puffy and you see this nigga doing faggot stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nigga can't be supporting D-Wade, which nigga wouldn't buy a jersey anyway, and a nigga wouldn't buy shoes because they ugly, and he doing faggot stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nigga don't support LeBron James because we don't wear Nikes. But he do faggot stuff. Like I told y'all last week, when I seen that picture of 50 playing with the dildo, that's faggot stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't saying that because the nigga got a problem. How am I going to take that I see a grown man holding a dildo cheesing? What's up with that, my nigga? How you gonna explain that? Because a nigga ain't even supposed to catch you with no photograph with that in your hand. Because as soon as you went to try to hand it to me, hold up, my nigga. Hold up, my nigga. What you thought about me you can hand me a dildo for, bro? Ain't nothing but men in here. And if a woman hand you a dildo, you ought to hit it. What are you insinuating? That you could put that in my booty? Because I got a penis. So what you got a dildo? Why are you giving me that? See, we don't think about stuff like that. That bothered me when I seen that. I say, no, man. Not 50. Not 50. Nigga caught you with the dildo, bro. Like, nigga ain't even dealing with, okay, nigga say, oh, man, Game say that nigga gay. Okay, that's all well and good, man. I hear you. Oh, he kissed him on the cheek. Whatever, man. Nigga seen the dildo like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Nigga looking like, come on, man. It's when you have one of them bewildered and puzzled looks on your face like, golly, they got you too, my nigga. They got you too, my nigga. It ain't that, man. I'm talking about, come on, my nigga. You gotta draw the line somewhere. I'm trying to think of the rest of these niggas be doing faggot stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that make you wonder. Look how these young niggas be dressing. Niggas, look at Russell Westbrook doing faggot stuff. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton doing faggot stuff. You know what I'm saying? You had to sit back and look at that. You can't be sitting around talking about you don't like faggotry and you supporting faggot stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like this here. Elton John is a great musician. That nigga's a faggot. Niggas love to scream about Erykah Badu. She is a whoremonger. This woman got kids from multiple. She known for sleeping around. Nigga talking about, boy, she deep, man. She conscious. She's a slut. You know what I'm saying? As much as everybody loved Lauryn Hill, this woman was married to a married man, was messing with a married man the whole time. And knew it. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I found it funny. That man-looking woman, because sometimes you wonder. Wendy Williams, sometimes you wonder. I was flipping channels yesterday, man. And she was interviewing somebody in the crowd. And she stood up, she said, I met this boo thing the other day. And she was like, but I found something out. He was married. I'm talking about, boy, Wendy like just snapped in here. She said, you don't say that to the wife. She flipped and flashed her ring. Then the lady kept on talking. She say, I'm going to talk to him anyway. Wendy say, man, hold, sit down. Walk off. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about at the same time, as much wickedness as this woman support, she like this here, I can't stamp that. I can't stamp, I can't support you on, I'm talking about, you would have seen how she did it, like, oh, sit down, and walk off, sit down. Sit down. She tried to make it nicer after she walked off from her, but at the same time, it was not. She said, man, you can't do that type of stuff. I'm a wife, but you don't do that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that type of stuff. But you gotta sit back and look at it. If you want to, some stuff you can't, you gotta sit back and look at, am I supporting the nigga that do stuff that I don't stamp? You know what I'm saying? Am I bigging up a nigga? Because you can't be around here talking about you don't like faggots, but then you support niggas who do faggotry. You know what I'm saying? Niggas do faggotry. That nigga Jamie Foxx is a faggot. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Prince is a faggot. You know what I'm saying? They made a lot of accusations about Michael Jackson. I don't know if he was a pedophile or not. Because I see things one day that make me wonder, then I see other things. I don't know, boy. I don't know what Mike like, boy. That's not behavior. You know what I'm saying? That lined up with a nigga who messed with boy. That nigga Quincy Jones, faggot. That nigga Will Smith, faggot. That nigga LL Cool J, faggot. Any grown man get around other men licking his lips, you know he a faggot. You know what I'm saying? These niggas be telling, man, Pimp C said something real. You ain't got to expose these niggas. They expose themselves every day. All you niggas got to do is pay attention. But you know why you don't want to pay attention? Because they blind. It's amazing that we'll sit back and look at that black people can do no wrong if they famous. Oh man, what the first thing nigga come out their mouth? You hating on him, bro. You hating. Man, I ain't hating. This nigga out here with bikini draws on with niggas. Man, y'all remember when that nigga Hammer did that video, Pumps in a Bump? That nigga supposed to been beat up. Nigga, you got bikini. They number men out here. Nigga, you is dancing around in bikini draws with niggas next to you. Yeah, he had some women in the video. That nigga was in, that nigga tried to change his image up. That nigga came up with some pumps in a bump, pumps in a bump. And they said, I like the girls with the pumps in a bump. Boy, you go watch that video, you might throw up. How many of y'all remember that song? You remember that song, Lil Muff? You were little Muff. That nigga had a song called Pumps in a Bump. You know what I'm saying? It came out not too long after Rex and the Fake. What that song was? I ain't what that song was. Rump Shaker. You know what I'm saying? Rump Shaker. It came out not too long after Rump Shaker. MC Hammer out there, pumps in a bump, pumps in a bump. And he said, I like the girls with the pumps in a bump. I say, boy, this nigga here is wow. And they was at like a pool party, and that nigga had on bikini drawers. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't even talk about that picture Pac took looking all sweet in the bathtub with the drawers on. In the Vibe magazine. We disregarded that back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Niggas sit back and look at it now like, Pac, how you went out like that? You know what I'm saying? You know, the reason why I'm saying it's a lot of stuff black people do. It's a lot of stuff famous black people do. We be giving a nigga a pass for this stuff. And if it was a regular nigga around the way, boy, you ain't giving a nigga a pass for that. If that would have been a nigga stayed in your building, in your apartments around the corner on your block, and he took a picture like Pac did in that bathtub, you clowning this nigga for life. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga walked up on with a Capri suit on like Dwayne Wade did and tried to talk to y'all, you gonna be like, get your faggot butt away from me. You know what I'm saying? Nigga walk around here with these skin tight jeans on, man. These old skinny jeans, like I said, you know, T get mad at me all the time. I like this here, man. I ain't with all that there, man. Your pants start shortening it up to the top. You know what I'm saying? It don't really cover the top of your shoe. That stuff look gay to me. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm from a different era, I'm not finna translate over to how these niggas dressing now. Because in her era, that's how niggas dressing. So you not going to think nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? You going to be like, shoot, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? About most we did was straight leg jeans. They might not come, they gonna be able to cover the top of the shoe, but these niggas pants bunching up at the top. You know what I'm saying? And a nigga my age looking at, man, that nigga gay. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you dress like a faggot, nigga. Everybody dressed like a faggot now. You know what I'm saying? But they been making the clothes though. The faggots ain't just start making them. Man, this is what happened. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all before we proceed. We holding 1 Peter 4 and 4. Well, 4 and 5. I'm gonna tell y'all this before we proceed. This is real talk. Cause we looking at, he said that Lot got to be the judge of all. I ain't forget what we talking about. I didn't want y'all to follow me now. Just follow what I'm talking about. In the 90s, all the clothes were big. You know what I'm saying? Everything was big. The shirts were big, the pants were big, and even with the regular designers like Ralph Lauren, Nautica, all that stuff, they made their clothes, they weren't big like that, they fit. You rarely seen people with a custom fit polo like they got now. You know what I'm saying? They were made back then, but they weren't worn like that. They wore them custom fit polos in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So now when we start to get to the early 2000s, it was still like that. The clothes were big. Platinum Fubu were big, and you had Iceberg and all that type of stuff. But from the time period in 2004 when I went to prison, and that time period in 2009 when I got out of prison, I see it switched. You know what I'm saying? Now niggas' clothes went to getting smaller. And niggas wanted the tight pants that bunched up at the top with high tops, so-called, which was really a white boy skater look. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's how the white boy been dressing like that. So you already know you ain't got no business dressing like that. You know what I'm talking about? Something wrong with you, so-called hipster wear. And then what did they do? They started meshing that European style of dress over here. Because we know most of them Europeans are faggots. You know what I'm saying? They faggots. They started taking that Euro wear and bringing it, and all they needed was a couple celebrities to start wearing it. When you sit back and look at most custom fit polos, man, okay, if you buy a custom fit extra large polo, it's going to fit like a large. Those shirts really ain't made but for two people. Really, really skinny white boys or niggas who lift weights. You know what I'm saying? That's really who they for. I'm dead serious. Because if you go back and look at them small polo, them custom fit white boys wore, or niggas who lifted weights, because they were trying to show their arms off. Now you had everybody wearing them. Nigga ain't got nail muscle. The nigga pants tight, his shoes big, his shirt small, and his hat too small. It looked like this nigga finna bust capillaries and blood vessels everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then the women walk up and say, girl, he can dress. That nigga look, then these niggas sag these little old pants with the little shirt he got on. Niggas went to wearing V-necks and sweaters. Niggas never wore sweaters. I'm talking about the sweater that button up in the front. Carlton and Banks style sweater with a V-neck t-shirt underneath. You know what I'm saying? Man, I know it, but guess what? Some of that stuff, though, the faggots and sissies never stopped wearing it, though. They never stopped wearing it. You know what I'm saying? Some of that stuff, yeah, it's retro era, but some of that stuff, boy, them faggots and sissies never stopped dressing like this. Because niggas started looking, you know how, because now you can't make the difference between who are homosexual and who ain't. Because niggas dressing like homosexuals. You know what I'm saying? Me and Lake were talking about this the other day. They don't even make jeans like they used to make jeans. All the jeans are made small. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, these people that don't need some of these fashion things, they clown somebody if they buy boot cut jeans. You should get straight leg, skinny jeans. Man, nigga don't want them little old pants on, man. Then I squat. What I'm gonna do with them little old pants? But that's how they make them. That's how they make them. And guess what that do? That fault because they want you to walk around showing off your body. So old sweet booty nigga can look at you and be like, I'm gonna get that nigga. I'm gonna get that nigga. That nigga he gonna rump range me. He gonna get me. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm talking about why they got hip hugger jeans for men? Low-rise jeans for men. Why does a man need a pair of low-rise jeans? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Y'all don't sit back and see what they doing. You don't sit back. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about, but they making these clothes like that because they want you to gradually shift over to doing this. You know what I'm saying? Even when you look at some of the colognes, you have to sit back and be careful because some of the colognes that they make them, though they quote unquote be unisex, are almost where you smelling like a woman. It's not a lot of scents where you'll come across that's a masculine scent. That's why sometimes when I let Tia or Mouse smell something, they say it smells like an old man because that's a masculine scent. That's a scent where you supposed to smell like a man. Because a lot of these scents they make now, you be smelling fruity like a woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real though. I mean, there are certain colognes that are citrus that won't come off where you smelling like a woman. You know what I'm talking about? But then there are some citrus type scents where you come off smelling like a woman. Because they want to cause that blend in your mind to where those lines are blurred and gender roles are confused. And next thing you know, you grabbing your ankles. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real though. I'm for real though. I'm not saying I mean, I'm mentioning this stuff just to be for real because I know y'all don't realize that. When I was 23, like T them is, or how some of y'all is 24, 25, 22, when like Troy is, you know what I'm saying? They didn't make colognes like that. Real fruity like that. There was some out there like that, you know what I'm saying, where you could be like, that's kind of feminine type smell. It's a men's cologne, but it wasn't many like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, they all over the place. That's why a lot of people hate aquatics. Because they be like, they too, you know what I'm saying? Smell too much like a woman. But you know, us being near a beach and around water, we know one that smell like water. We know water. Want to smell like that beach. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all something real because I know this because of the period of time I've been alive to see how stuff gradually done changed. And they did it in a short period of time. You talking about 20 years. 20 years. When I went to high school, there was one known bulldagger in the whole school and one known faggot. He hadn't came out the closet yet, but everybody knew he was gay. Everybody know. I told y'all about it. We called him Big Booty Corey because he was fat. Everybody knew Corey was gay. Everybody knew he was gay. When that nigga actually came out the closet that he was gay, no one was shocked. Nigga, we known you were gay since 91, nigga. About time. I'm for real. Man, everybody in Zone 3, everybody Spring Park area knew this nigga was gay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew this. Everybody in Inglewood, everybody, I ain't talking about just Inglewood, everybody in Zone, everybody, Beach Boulevard, Carmichael, Art Museum, you know what I'm talking about? Spring Park, all that, everybody knew, man. San Diego Road, everybody knew that nigga is gay. Everybody, Emerson, everybody knew that. Everybody in Zone 3 knew this. Wasn't no shock. He knew it too. He just, you know, at that time, he couldn't come out and say that. This the 90s. He couldn't come out and say he was no punk. You know what I'm saying? Nigga came out here a punk, he getting beat up every day. It's the fact that a nigga know you was gay, but nigga ain't catch you with no boys. You ain't talk about it, you ain't flaunt it, so niggas let you live. And also too, I'm gonna tell you like this here too, man. Y'all watch y'all sons, man. Make sure they ain't doing stuff that's feminine. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't got to berate them and go off on them. Just let them know, baby, that's not how a man do things. That's feminine. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that stuff well up in them, because they could be feminine, don't mean they gay. Because boy, I done seen some niggas who were feminine. Them niggas wasn't gay now. But we know 1 Corinthians chapter 6 say, ain't no feminine man getting in the kingdom now. So you gotta make sure you get that stuff up out of them. And beating them ain't gonna get it up out of them. You just got to make them aware. Y'all got to realize how y'all talk to them kids, man. They not grown. They can't process information like y'all process it. They can't process it like you process it. Y'all need to understand that. That's why I mentioned that earlier. You don't bring no man around your kid. You don't talk about the other parent. They cannot process this stuff. Calls steady dropping. You all right? All right, that you can sleep. Sleep in. That was Lizzie you were about to be. This is like to escape that bed. Leah know better. Say Leah don't know better. Hold on. Who be escaping more? Leah or Lizzie? Yeah, she looks like the escaper. She look like she don't like bed. Judge 1 Peter 4 and 4. 4 and 5 actually. Matter of fact, make it 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revilings, and banquetings, and abominable idolatries. wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. We sit back and look at these people now. Obviously, Lot wasn't running with these people. You know what I'm saying? But they wanted to speak. They wanted to speak evil of this man. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to speak evil of him because he wasn't doing what they were doing. You got to sit back and look at that. These people going to talk bad about you if you're not doing what they doing. That's why you got to make sure you stand on that word. He said, who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? Them people inside of Gomorrah didn't realize they was finna get ready to give account, because they said this man is a judge, didn't he? For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to the men in the flesh, but live according to Elohim in the spirit. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch under prayer. The end of all things is at hand. Come on back to Genesis 19 then. These people crazy out here. Y'all notice how many different things we can get out one story. I thank the Lord. All right, y'all. Genesis 19, where we at now? About verse 10, I'm going to read now one more time. Make it 8 again, one more time. I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Who are these 2 daughters? I got 2. That's Israel and Judah. I got 2 daughters. They ain't no men. I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do you to them as good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. They said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn. He will needs be a judge. Now we will deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. So if this one fellow came in to sojourn and be a judge, and they'll deal worse with him, what does that mean? What does that mean? First Timothy, they murdered him. 1 Timothy 3:16. I came unto my own, and my own received me not. 3:15. 1 Timothy. But if I tarry long, that thou may know how thou ought to behave thyself in the house of Elohim. See, right there, when they were trying to come up the locked door, that's the house of Elohim. He was trying to tell them, don't do so wickedly. You ought to know how to behave yourself in this place, which is the synagogue of the living Elohim, the pillar and ground of the truth. And without controversy is the mystery of godliness. Elohim was manifest in the flesh, justified in the spirit, seen of angels, preached unto the Gentile, believed on in the world, received up the glory. Y'all see that there? What he said, this man must need sojourn, we'll deal worse with him. Because what the people kept screaming, we want Barabbas. We gonna kill this nigga. We don't want the nigga. He tried to give him a daughter. They said, we don't want them, we want you. You know what I'm saying? Pilate tried to give him Barabbas, tried to let Yahshua go. They said, no. Let that nigga go. We gonna kill that nigga. We want that nigga. He must needs be a judge. In order for him to be a judge, he had to die then, didn't he? Ain't the Lord good? Genesis 19 again. Verse 10. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, and they wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou any here besides son-in-law, and thy sons and thy daughters, and whosoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. You heard what he said? Whatsoever you got in that city, bring them out. What that sound like to y'all? Whatever you got in that city, bring it out. Don't try to get too deep with it, because it's not as deep as you think it is. Then whatever we had in Egypt, didn't y'all bring it out? Whatever we had in Babylon, didn't y'all bring it out? You heard what he said? Whatever you got in this city, son-in-law, sons, daughters, they shooting. Yeah, sounds like they shooting. All right, read verse 13 then. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of Yah, and Yah have sent us to destroy it. Keep that in mind about bringing everything out. I'm going to tear this place up, because I'm going to show y'all this somewhere else too. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-laws, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place. Yah will destroy this city, but he has seemed as one that mocked unto his son-in-law. So when he told them, get up out of here, God going to destroy it, they mocked him. 2 Peter 3 and 1. They mocked them. What you think these people doing right now? Oh, man, ain't nothing finna happen, man. Lot, you tripping, nigga. Man, we living it up right now, man. Don't you know we eating and drinking and we marrying and giving in the marriage? You talking about get up and leave. Man, where my blunt at? Where that weed at, nigga? They say, you got the weed, bro? Oh, his son-in-law. You got some weed? Nigga say, where the weed at? Where them hoes at? Where the rest of that liquor at? Oh, we going to the club. We going to the club tonight. What you talking about? You ain't hear about the new movie that came out the other day? This second epistle, beloved, I write unto you, and both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance, that you may be mindful of the words which were spoken by the Kodesh prophets, and of the commandments of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior. Knowing this first, there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. They sit back looking at it, I don't see nothing happening. Come on back to Genesis 19. Verse 14, Lot went out and spake unto his son-in-laws, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place. Y'all will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his son-in-law. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters. And Yah being merciful unto him, they brought him forth and set him without the city. Why do you think that I kept focusing on the fact he say when the morning arose? Malachi 4 and 2. After Malachi 4 and 2, we'll look at Zechariah 14 and 4. And after we read Zechariah 14 and 4, we'll get Matthew chapter 24. And after we get Matthew chapter 24, we get Revelation 1 and 7. Malachi 4 and 2. Did Lot fear Yah? I would say yes. Well, let's look and see. Make it verse 1. Malachi 4 and 1. Behold, the day come that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that comes shall burn them up, saith Yah of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Hold on. Let's read. Come on, Matthew chapter 3. Let's just look what John the Baptist said. You see what he said, it'll leave them neither root nor branch. You sit back and you look at Matthew chapter 3 and about verse 9. That go back to what we looked at when we read about Nebuchadnezzar. He said, leave the stump. See, that was a testimony of Mashiach. He said, leave the stump. So the tree could grow up again and it'll be a branch. Branches come up out of it. He said, but you sinners, no root, no stump. no branch, no nothing. Everything gone. Because you're not growing back up out of this place. You exterminated. See, I want y'all to sit back and look at that. Don't just look at America as a whole. This is what's going to happen to every nation that fight and hate God. That's what's going to happen to all of them. And think not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you that Elohim is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the tree. Therefore every tree which bring not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. I indeed baptize you with water unto repentance, but he that come after me is mightier than I, whose shoes I'm not worthy to bear. He shall baptize you with the Ruach HaKodesh and with fire, whose fan is in his hand, and he will thoroughly purge his floor, and gather his wheat into the garner, but will burn up the chaff with unquenchable fire. We didn't go read Hebrews 6, but y'all know what Hebrews 6 say. Briars and thorns are rejected, and nigh unto cursing are to be burned. See, Lot's sons were briars and thorns, what? Mocking. They were nigh unto cursing. Come on back to Malachi chapter 4. But when he say they're mourning the road, we talking about, that's actually talking about the Lord coming back to render judgment. Verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of righteousness, the morning, arise. So the morning arose then, didn't it? With healing in his wings. And ye shall go forth and grow up as the calves of the stall. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet. Keep that in mind, that he say the wicked will be ashes under the soles of your feet. And the day that I shall do this, saith Yahweh. It's going to come to mind in a minute. Zechariah 14 and 4. Y'all all right? Y'all cool? Everybody all right? Oh, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Look at him. You do it. I'm talking about seeing right there. That's the muffin. They got the muffin eyes right now. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof towards the east and toward the west. Y'all notice he say cleave in the midst towards the east and toward the west. Y'all notice that, right? And there shall be a very great valley, and half the mountain shall remove toward the north, and half of it toward the south. And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azal. Yea, ye shall flee, and like as ye fled from before the earthquake in the day of Uzziah, king of Judah. And Yah my Elohim shall come, and all the saints with thee. And it shall come to pass in that day that the light shall not be clear, nor dark, but it shall be one day which shall be known to Yah, not day, nor night. But it shall come to pass that at evening time it shall be light. Let's see what that means. Matthew 24. Y'all should already know when it said a day known unto Yah. Yahshua already told you, don't nobody know the day I'm coming back but the Father. Matthew 24 and 26. Where you think he got it from? Say the first time I done told you that. But just like with some of the stuff we looking at, like Peter just said, we got to stir up your mind, your pure minds by way of remembrance. Got to remind you sometime. Wherefore it shall say, if they say unto you, behold, he's in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he's in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning come out of the east and shine even unto the west. You see how he said he'll stand on the Mount of Olives and it'll cleave in the midst, in the middle, right? From the east to the west, didn't he? He say, just like lightning, light come out of the east and the west. What do lightning do? It light up the sky. You sit back seeing, he say this man gonna come back on the Mount of Olives. That means he gonna light up the sky. Some of y'all been riding and be pitch black in that thunderstorm and that lightning strike, boy, and it light up everything. You can see everything. For as the lightning come out of the east and shine even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. See, Zechariah already told you. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. And what you just seen that is, where Lot was, they went and got him and gathered him out of there to get him out. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, for they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. There comes the Son of Righteousness right there, ain't it? A great light. So at evening time it will be light. This man gonna make it go pitch black, and this man gonna come and light up everything, right? Which take us back to what? Because y'all should know that we done talked about it before, and it take us back to what? If at evening time it shall be light, what it take us back to? Come on now. Take you right back to Genesis. That take you right back to Genesis. There was darkness upon the earth and the deep, and what did he say? Let there be light. So the very thing that happened in the creation to bring forth life, because it's death on the earth, that all flesh has corrupted its way upon the whole earth. It's darkness on it. So I got to let there be light. You know what I'm saying? Y'all follow what I'm talking about? Revelation 1 and 7. Praise the Lord. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he come with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So they gonna see the morning arising and the wrath coming on these people. Y'all don't realize he say the morning arose and then the wrath came? He's going to be a refuge for his people. This goes right back to what we were talking about in the Tower of Babel. This is going to be a refuge for these people. For the saints, for the remnant, for those who have been afflicted and humbled people, who don't do iniquity nor tell lies. Genesis 19. Thank the Lord. Praise y'all for Yahshua HaMashiach. Thank the Lord. That's what y'all supposed to call. That's why I kept focusing on that. In that verse 15, when the morning arose, he hastened Lot, get out of here, lest you be consumed in the iniquity of the city. So when we look at verse 17, listen what he say. It came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life. Look not behind thee. Neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. Lot said unto them, oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight. Thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape hither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, see, I have accepted thee concerning this. I will not overthrow this city for which thou hast spoken. This is important. Why so? Why is this important? What did what did Lot just say? In verse 20, what did he just say? There's a city right here. It's a little one. Let me escape into that one. Is it not a little one? And then my soul will live. He said, I won't overthrow that city. Why is that important? Anybody catch anything in that would make it important for us to understand and know why he's saying what he's saying? Let's look at what he said here in verse 20. There's a city near to thee, near to flee into. It is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing. I will not overthrow this city in which thou hast spoken. Listen what he said. Hold on. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. Why is that important, y'all? Y'all want to see why he... This is what you paid me for. You got an idea. He said, it's a little city. Obadiah chapter 1. It ain't but one chapter, Obadiah. Obadiah, I think I want about verse 3. Nope, I'll start at verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Yah Elohim concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yah, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise and let us rise up against her in battle. Y'all don't even sit back and look at. There was a rumor from Yah. There was a rumor from Yah back then about if these people doing this stuff. Let's go down there and see if I'm gonna smash it, right? Behold, I've made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. So what does this mean, I made you small among the heathen then? He'll humble you. He just said there's a little city in there. Is it not a little one? Let me go in that one and my soul to live. Because it's a little city. What did we just look at in Zephaniah 3? I'll leave an afflicted and poor people in the midst of thee, and they shall trust in the name of Yah, right? Matthew chapter 11. Verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your soul. What did Lot find in that city that was so little? For his soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You know, it was a light. He say it's closer. I can get there. It'll be easier for me. Isn't that what he said? Matthew 5 and 3. Make it 5 and 1. Y'all didn't realize why he kept focused. He turned back around and said, it is a little one. Let me go there. So you know what that means? It's because if you really catch it, what we were talking about, what got Nebuchadnezzar brought down, his pride. His pride, he was a lover of himself. We look at Yahshua HaMashiach. Was he a lover of himself? No. We're going to look at Philippians 2 and 5 right after this. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Because guess what? Lot mourned for all that stuff he seen in them. He ended up getting comforted because he was delivered. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. His life was spared because he said, there's a little city right here. Can I go there? Philippians 2 and 5. Y'all would have never thought that, would you? Y'all just thought he said, let me go into a little small town, didn't you? After that, Galatians 4 and 1 come to my mind too, after this Philippians 2. If I can get around here to it, all the pages messed up. Let this mind be in you, which also was in Yahshua HaMashiach, who being in the form of Elohim, thought it not robbery to be equal with Elohim. Y'all don't even sit back and look at when we look at Abraham. He wasn't in the form of Elohim. He was in the fact of that he said he did justice and judgment, but he didn't think it was robbery to be equal with him to make intercession on Lot's behalf. Now did it? He didn't think he would take nothing away from y'all. Not a thing. These people sit back and tell you, man, this man blaspheming. That nigga crazy. No, nigga, you crazy. but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him a form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found fashioned as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient even unto death, even the death of the cross. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So you know what that turn around and show you that you need to be manifested in your behavior. Some manner of humility, don't it? Some manner of humility. Because if you don't show it, you're not going to. Because he said, if you let me go in this little city, I'm going to live. If you let me flee into this little city, I'm going to live. I'm going to live. What I just said I wanted after this here. Let's look at Galatians 4:1. That's what I wanted. Then after that, Colossians 2 and about 22. Let's just look at Galatians 4:1. I just want to look on another thing where we're talking about with the humility. A little city to save your soul. Let me dwell there. My soul will live. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differ nothing than a servant, though he be Lord of all, but is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. Even so, when we were children, we were in bondage under the elements of the world, but when the fullness of time was come, Elohim sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. Y'all would even sit back and looking at the fullness of time. He sent Abraham to redeem, what his name is? Lot, right up out of that city, ain't it? Sent him right on there to get him up out of that city, right? We was also holding Romans chapter 3. Y'all willing, we'll come back to that. It came to my mind, we ain't finished that out. See, a lot of time we don't sit back and look at that. Lot understood something. If I can make myself low, if I can humble myself, I can save myself. He sat back and looked at something. He said, I can't go up in that mountain, right? That's what he said, right? You ain't sitting back looking at what? Humble yourself under the mighty hand of Elohim, and he shall lift thee up. He that exalteth himself shall be abased, but he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. See, Lot was trying to teach you something. See, y'all were trying to teach you something. That was just bigger than I can't make it to the mountain. I want to go in this little town. It's about if you can humble yourself, your soul will live. You try to go up on this high place you ain't ready for, God gonna bring you down. That's what happened to Nebuchadnezzar, didn't it? That's what America's problem is. That's what the whole earth problem is. And more specifically, that's what some of y'all problem is. You lovers of yourself. You gonna try to figure out a way to fix your junk in with what y'all say do. Some of y'all let people in your life pull you to doing what you know you ain't got no business doing. Man, I'm telling you something straight up and down. I wouldn't care if a nigga ain't want to do this or do that. I'll leave that nigga right there. Not going to hell behind you, nigga. Some of y'all will go to hell right behind these people on. Better than me. Colossians 2 and 20. Y'all better than me. I can't do it. Make it 18. We finna get ready to wrap this on up. I got another thing to show you about that trodden underfoot and this raining down a fire on this city to tie to something else. And I want to tie to one more thing, but we ain't talked about in Sodom and Gomorrah. Y'all willing before we get out of here. It's already after 11. Let no man beguile you of your reward in voluntary humility and worshiping of angels, intruding into those things which ye have not seen, vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind. That's what you seen by the men who wanted to lay with them angels. And not holding the head, from which all the body, by joints and bands having nourishment ministered and knit together, increase with the increase of Elohim. Then we look at the Tower of Babel, all them people were knit together trying to get an increase, to get a city and a name. Wherefore, if you be dead with Hamashiach from the rudiments of the world, why, as though living in the world, are you subject to ordinance? Touch not, taste not, handle not. Ain't that what he told them when they got up out of there? Don't touch it, don't taste it, don't fool with it, just go. Why are you still living for the world and you say you dead in the sun? That's what you seen when he told them, angels told Lot them not to do, don't fool with nothing they play, leave it behind, right? Leave the world behind, don't fool with it. Listen what he say, which all are to perish with the using after the commandments and doctrines of men. That's what happened with Lot's wife. She went to go use the things again in the world, not conforming us, making herself a living sacrifice, not conforming to the world. She got took out. Which things indeed show a wisdom in will worship and humility and neglecting of the body, not in any honor to the satisfying of the flesh. That's what we sat back and seen with Lot. He was not trying to get any honor to satisfy his flesh. See, I'm a righteous man. He delivering me out of here. So I have a right to go up into this mountain. He said, no, let me go into this little city. It is a little one, right? And my soul will live there. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all catch what I'm talking about? That's a lesson in humility of humbling yourself under the mighty hand of Elohim, just like Yahshua did. You know what I'm saying? He humbled himself to the will of the Father. Therefore, the Father lifted him up. He rose him from the dead. You have to understand that you have to catch these type of things or you're going to catch yourself somewhere you don't want to be. Back to Genesis 19. That's why I be telling y'all, you ain't got to jump out there and tell them people you don't sin. Show it to them. Show it to them. That way they ain't really got to say nothing. Because that's what them people going to do. They going to be trying to set up a stumbling block for you to lift yourself up so they can be able to bring you down. You ain't got to do all that there. Let your righteousness prove you out. Remember what Jacob did. Laban did all type of wicked stuff to Jacob. Jacob ain't fight back. He ain't do none of that type of stuff. He committed himself to he who judges righteously. He said, my righteousness is going to prove me out. I ain't got to do all that stuff. Verse 23, and listen to what it says happened. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zohar. Just what we already looked at, didn't we? Let's see what happens when the sun rose on the earth. And Yah rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah fire and brimstone and fire from Yah out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the city that which grew upon the ground, because the axe is laid to the root of the trees. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before Yah. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain. And behold, lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when Elohim destroyed these cities of the plain, listen what he said, that Elohim remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelled. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. First Thessalonians 5:2. Y'all all right? Y'all extra quiet. For ye yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. You are the children of the light, and the children of the day, as we are not of the night, nor of the darkness. Don't you know that every time that morning arose, he got him up out of there? Lot knew when to get up out of there and be safe. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Guess what they doing? When the morning arose, that's when he smashed it. So guess what that mean the people in Sodom and Gomorrah were doing? Snoring. You know what I'm talking about? Had no idea what was coming. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. For Elohim have not appointed unto us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahshua HaMashiach. He hadn't appointed Lot to wrath. That's why he saved him. Because of Abraham. You know what I'm saying? So we see Abraham as a similitude of Lot wasn't appointed to wrath because of Abraham. Because he was a child of the day. And what hope did Lot have? He trusted in everything that Yah was doing, and he got up out of there and he was spared. He left the world behind. He left sinners behind. That's going to be the toughest thing you'll ever have to do is leave people behind. Some of y'all don't want to leave people behind because all you looking back is the relationships and intertwining and dealings that you had with these people. You're not looking at your soul. You know what I'm saying? Lot's wife couldn't leave him behind. She died and went to hell. Lot wasn't thinking about them niggas. He was too busy trying to get the reward of Hamashiach and be conformed to his image that he might win him. 2 Kings chapter 9. Let me bring this thing full circle. Y'all would have caught that? Y'all think y'all could have caught that? Let me get on straight on here to this point. 2 Kings chapter 9, verse 15. No, let me back it up some. Let's look at about verse 5. Well, let's look at about verse 6. We were reading about a man named Jehu. Jehu is about to be anointed king of Israel. For time's sake, I'm not going to look at all of this here. I'm going to come back to it another time. We're going to deal with it, but we got to roll because we got to wrap this up. Thou shalt, and he said, he arose and went into the house and poured the oil on his head and said unto him, Thus saith Yah Elohim of Yisrael, I have anointed thee king over the people of Yah, even over Yisrael. Thou shalt smite the house of Ahab thy master, that I may avenge the blood of my servants, the prophets, and the blood of all the servants of Yah at the hand of Jezebel. For the whole house of Ahab shall perish, and I will cut off from Ahab him that pits against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Yisrael. And I will make the house of Ahab like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha, the son of Ahiah. And the dog shall eat Jezebel in the portion of Jezreel, and there shall be none to bury her. And he opened the door and fled. Then Jehu came forth to the servants of his Lord and said unto him, Is all well? Wherefore came this mad fellow to thee? And he said unto them, Ye know the man and his communication. Listen to what he just said. Who is this crazy nigga? And what is he talking about? Come back over here to Genesis chapter 11. There's one thing that I wanted to get with y'all that we didn't talk about last night. Wednesday night. And I want to make sure you catch it, because I mentioned it to Troy and Corey and Trav when I began to break this down to them just a little bit. But he didn't put it in my mind to talk to y'all about it. And I wanted to show y'all about Nimrod tonight, but we ain't get around to that. Y'all we'll do it another time. I'm going to show you Nimrod, a testimony of Yahshua too. Y'all wouldn't even believe Nimrod was a testimony of Yahshua now, would you? But he is, though. Verse 6 of Genesis 11. Yah said, Behold, the people is one, and they all have one language. And they have this they began to do, and nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So Yah scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. He said these people wouldn't be able to understand their speech. Somebody just came, one of Jehu's servants came forth and said, Who is this mad fellow, and what is this communication, what he talking about? He said, You know the man and his communication. John chapter 8. Before we read John chapter 8, John 10 and 26. 25. John 10 and 25. He said, You know this man and his, he said, Who is this crazy nigga? Make it 19. There was a division, therefore, among the Jews for these sayings. They couldn't understand his speech. Did he just say he would call the people to be divided so they couldn't understand each other? And many of them said, He have a devil and is mad. Why hear ye him? Who is this crazy nigga and what is he talking about? Others said, these are not the words of him that have a devil. Can a devil open the eyes of the blind? And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication, and it was winter. And Yahshua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch, and then came the Jews round about him and said unto him, how long dost thou make us to doubt? If thou be the Mashiach, tell us plainly. Yahshua answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me, but you believe not, because you're not of my sheep. As I said unto you, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. John chapter 8. He said, you know this man in this communication. Ain't that what Jehu just told his servant? You know a communication. Yahshua sit back letting me know. Jehu know what that man told him. Prophet of Yah gave him a word. He knew exactly what he was saying. That's why he say, he that have an ear, let him hear. He that's warning Hamashiach is no longer scattered and they can't understand the language. They can hear. John 8:42. Make it 39. Then answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahshua said unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I have heard of Elohim. This did not Abraham? You do the deeds of your father. Then they said to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even Elohim. Yahshua said unto them, if Elohim were your father, you would love me. For I proceed forth and came from Elohim. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. See how he ain't self-willed. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. If they couldn't understand speech, that go back to the Tower of Babel and him scattering the people then, didn't it? But those who become one in Hamashiach, they understand all things, right? Oh, what you got? Proverbs 16. Make sure that's where that's at, what I want. Got to remember. Might be 19. Might have forgot what that verse is. But he said, he that feareth Yah understand all things. Y'all believe that? You know what I'm saying? Sit back and think about that. If you fear Yah and you have a reverence for Yah, you obey Yah, you love Yah, there will become a period of time where you will begin to understand things, and that things would not be difficult to ascertain and put together. Well, we know understand. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Well, he gonna teach it to you because you're not gonna understand it until you actually go through it. Then when you come through it, then you'll actually begin to understand what he was trying to show you. That's why a lot of times y'all sit back and y'all read this stuff and you can't catch this stuff because it ain't for you to catch. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for you to know. A lot of y'all wonder why you be going through the stuff that you're going through. It ain't faith if you knew what was going to happen and why you were going through it before it happened. Now is it? You know what I'm saying? Only with Hamashiach, his faith was what he hadn't seen was him actually rising from the dead. He believed it when he told it to him, though. I can't remember the exact verse it is. But he said, he that fear Yah understand all things. If it come back to my mind, we'll come back around there and you can read it yourself. Come on back around here to John chapter 8. He said them people couldn't understand his speech. That's what he said, right? Proverbs chapter 8, though. We gonna hit that there. We all right. It's about 11:17. Give me about 20 more minutes. We'll see if the Lord give me about 20 more minutes. We let y'all go. I know you niggas tired, probably slobbing. Proverbs 8:1. Matter of fact, just go ahead and just get straight to verse 4. Proverbs 8 and 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. O ye simple, understand wisdom. Ye fools, be of an understanding heart. Herefore I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things, for my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. Didn't he just tell them that? I tell you the truth like Abraham did. And if I tell you the truth, why you don't believe me? Huh? Why you don't believe me? They are plain to him that understand, and right to him that find knowledge. Y'all be wondering why these people can't understand this stuff, right? What's that? When it come to understanding, what's one of the things these niggas love to scream? What's the favorite verse they love to scream dealing with this, the word understanding? Y'all know it. I'm talking about a verse everybody love to scream. There you go. With all thy getting, get understanding. That's what niggas love to scream, and them niggas scream that, and they ain't got no understanding. 1 John 5 and 20, let's see what understanding is. He said, why you not understand my speech? Because you cannot hear my words. That's what he told them, right? Well, the people at the Tower of Babel, he confused their speech. They couldn't understand each other because they didn't have an understanding. They didn't have an understanding because the son of Elohim hadn't came yet. He ain't supposed to have now. Y'all don't sit back and notice that what we sat back and looked at later on, that in Pentecost, he turned right back around and gave them understanding. Therefore, they were all one and could understand each other. That means they could hear the word of Elohim. They could hear the word of Elohim. They could hear the word of Elohim then, couldn't? 1 John 5 and 20. Y'all all right? Y'all ain't went to sleep on me, did it? Okay, now tell me something. And we know the Son of Elohim is come and have given us an understanding that we may know him that is true, and we are in him that is true. Even his son, Yahshua HaMashiach, this is the true Elohim and eternal life. We know from what? When he resurrected from the dead, and he fulfilled Deuteronomy 11 and 19, and he taught that word when he lied down, and when he got up, he opened up the understanding of his apostles, and his apostles went and opened up the understanding of the people, and the people heard it and became singleness in heart. They were able to understand the speech. That's why he say, my speech is plain to them that have understanding, them that have the Son. If you got the Son, then he just told you, we are in him that is true, even in his son, Yahshua HaMashiach, you perfect in one. We can understand all things. The spiritual man understandeth all things. Say, he that feareth Yah understand all things. All things. Come on back to John chapter 8. How these niggas around here talking about they fear Yah and they don't got no understanding? The understanding of the word is the Son. It's the Son. Without understanding, you worthy of death. Who are these niggas? Where did we find these niggas? Where can we drop these niggas back off to? I'll talk to y'all about that when I get finished. Because I'm going to ask some of y'all a question. You can go ahead and be running it around in your mind. Because I know some of you niggas went. And I ain't mad at you. I know some of y'all went. Hold on. Call drop. We about to the end. I'm good and tired too. You know all them supplements I be taking now, man, they make me sleep good. And you know what happens when you sleep good? You grow like Iggy does. You get gains. All right, y'all, because I know some of y'all did this. I know y'all went, because I know some of y'all shared it. I know some of y'all went and told people, man, well, you know, Yahshua is similar to the Tower of Babel. And I know niggas probably looked at you like you was stone cold crazy. But hold on. John 8 and 42. Well, 43. He say, why do you not understand my speech, even because you cannot hear my word? You have of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in it. When he speak a lie, he speak of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Which of you convince me of a sin? And if I say the truth, why do you not believe me? He that is of Elohim hears Elohim's words. You therefore hear them not, because you're not of Elohim. If we all are the Most High, like we looked at on Wednesday, right, then we would be one body, right? Because there's neither Jew nor Greek, nor bond nor free, nor male or female, but one of Yahshua HaMashiach, right? That means we would be able to understand the word no matter where we was at. We would get it. Because we would be of the same mind, same judgment, same word, right? But those who are not of the word are not going to understand our speech. This is how we see how Yahshua is the Tower of Babel. This is how you see how he confused the nations and not to be able to understand each other. Those that are of Yah will understand it. Those that are not will not. That's why he said, my words are plain to them that have. That's why he said that my words are plain to them that have understanding. That's why with all you're getting, get understanding. That means get in the sun. That means whatever you're doing, whatever thought processes, that means put that flesh off. Restrict yourself, restrain yourself, keep your body under subjection. 2 Kings chapter 9. Verse 11 again. That's why he said, you know the man in his communication. It's why he said, and we are in him that is true. And we know him that is true. You know the man in his communication. He said, if you have so heard of him and learned of HaMashiach, you would put off the old man concerning the deceitful lust and the old behavior, and put on a new man who is in righteousness and true Kodesh. If you heard of him and learned of him, that's what you would do. Because you would know his communication. You understand what I'm saying? And they said, verse 12, and they said, it is false. Tell us now. He said, thus and such spake to me, saying, thus saith Yah, I've anointed thee king over Israel. They hasted, took every man his garment, put it on them on the top of the stairs, blew with trumpets, saying, Jehu is king. So Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, conspired against Joram. Now Joram kept Ramoth Gilead, he and all Israel, because of Hazael, king of Syria. But King Joram was returned to be healed in Jezreel of the wounds which the Syrians had given him when he fought with Hazael, king of Syria. And Jehu said, if it be in your minds, then let none go forth, nor escape out of the city. Go tell it in Jezreel. Drop on down here to about verse 21, because we got to get out of here. And Joram said, make ready, and his chariot was made ready. And the king of Israel and Azariah, the king of Judah, went out, each of his chariot. They went out against Jehu to meet him in the portion of Naboth the Jezreelite. You know the portion of Naboth in that vineyard, right? That was in Jezreel. Well, we still gonna be sitting back looking at when Yahshua come back to make war with these people, where he gonna meet him at in his portion, because he was a similar to the Naboth of Jezreel. They killed him for his vineyard. His vineyard is Jerusalem. He said he gonna come back on the Mount of Olives in the valley of decision, in the valley of Jehoshaphat, in the Hebrew tongue, which is called Armageddon. Y'all understand that? And it came to pass when Joram saw Jehu that he said, is it peace, Jehu? He answered, what peace? Remember, he going to appear the second time without sin under salvation. What peace? That man ain't coming for peace. He coming for war. So long as the whoredoms of thy mother Jezebel and her witchcrafts are so many. And Joram turned his hands and fled. and said to Ahaziah, there is treachery, O Ahaziah. Then Jehu drew a bow with his full strength and smote Jehoram between his arms, and his arrow went out his heart, and he sunk down in his chariot. Well, we see another similitude of Yahshua getting hit in the side, because Jehoram is the king of Israel. Then said Jehu to Bidkar, his captain, take up and cast him into the portion of the field of Naboth the Jezreelite. For remember how that when I and thou rode together after Ahab his father, Yah laid this burden upon him. Surely I have seen yesterday the blood of Naboth and the blood of his sons, saith Yah, and I will require thee in this plat, saith Yah. Now therefore take and cast him into the plat of ground according to the word of Yah. What you think that plat of ground talking about? He got to cast him in. I'm going to show y'all in a moment. But when Ahaziah, king of Judah, saw this, he fled by the way of the garden house, and Jehu followed after him, smite him also in the chariot. And they did so, going up the Gur, which is by Ebelim, and he fled to Megiddo and died there. And his servants carried him in a chariot to Jerusalem and buried him in the sepulchre with his fathers in the city of David. And in the 11th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, began Ahaziah to reign over Judah. And when Jehu would come to Jezreel, and Jezebel heard of it, she painted her face and tied her head and looked out a window. And Jehu entered in at the gate, and she said, has Zimri peace who slew his master? He lifted up his face to the window and said, who is on my side? Who? And there looked out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs. And he said, throw her down. So they threw her down, and some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the horses, and he trode her underfoot. Then we read how he said he would trode people underfoot in Malachi. This is an enemy of Yah right here. What you think that could mean about the blood was sprinkled on the wall then? After he threw her down, some of the blood was on the wall. And what is this plat of ground that these men who were killed, why they put him in a plat of ground? What is this about? Revelation 18, first and foremost. Revelation 18 and 3. Sodom and Gomorrah went hard. Jezebel went hard too, right? Y'all be all right, man. It's almost over, man. I know it's only so much you can take. For all nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and all the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and you receive not of her plague. Ain't that what God told the Lot? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Elohim have remembered her iniquity. Same thing with Lot. Reward her even as she has rewarded you. Double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill her to the double. How much she hath glorified herself, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. How much therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burnt with fire, for strong is Yah Elohim who judge her. Because when we sit back and look at this great city Babylon, she was seducing the whole world with her fornications too, right? Y'all familiar with that? And her witchcrafts, right? So he went ahead and took her down, right? Verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, ye Kodesh apostles and prophets, for Elohim have avenged you on her. A mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. Just like no more would be found the house of Ahab because of the blood which he shed. Just like there would be no more Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And the voice of the harpers and the musicians of the pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were great men of the earth, and for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Just like Jezebel, wasn't it? And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that was slain upon the earth. So if he took the people who, she shed the blood of Naboth of Jezreel, right here. He said, take them and put them in this plat of ground. What is this plat of ground? I already done told you. I want to see who know what it is. Y'all know what that plat of ground is? Anybody. I'm not talking to myself. I can talk to myself anytime. I ain't got to be on the phone to do that. Huh? Let's look at Revelation chapter 20 and 12. I'm finna let y'all go. I'm gonna ask y'all one more question though. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. When you go look in Isaiah 66, and you go look in Ezekiel chapter 20, Isaiah 66 and 24 to be specific, and you go look in Ezekiel chapter 20 and about verse 44, he tell you how he would set out a plot of land, an area, and that he would burn it up. And that's where he would cast the sinners at. You see them saying, cast these people who shed the blood of Naboth of Jezreel and his sons, place them there. That man was talking about putting them people so they could burn in hell. I just told you that. The valley of decision, the valley of Jehoshaphat, where he would shed all the blood, the place in the Hebrew tongue which is called Armageddon. Y'all remember when I told you that? Gather all them people up, put in there, kill them. So what that mean with Jezebel blood being on the wall? Why is that important? Anybody want to take a shot at it? Why is the blood of Jezebel being on the wall? Why is that important? Matthew 13:47. I'm going to answer the question. We're not going to read about it. Why is that important? But do you see how in Revelation 18, y'all's enemies are tread underfoot? Because you know what that go back to? He shall bruise thy heel and you shall bruise his head. Meaning I'm going to tread Satan and all his family up underfoot, Adam. Genesis 3 and 15. Because there'll be enmity between the serpent seed and the woman seed. Between saints and sinners. Hold on. 2 Peter chapter 2. Almost forgot that. The reason why it's important of the blood, 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 6. We also need to look at it. Verse 5. The reason why it's important is because Yahshua is the wall, the gates of the city, and his blood is going, the blood of the people whom he slaughtered would cover his garments. Y'all see that? Y'all catch that? You know he the wall of the city, right? You do realize that when he come back to render vengeance like Jehu did, these people blood gonna get on him, right? So you see the blood being on the wall and she being trodden underfoot. That's how Mashiach come back. Because what? Oh, because he say, sit there at my right hand till I make thy enemies what? Thy footstool. And spared, 2 Peter 2 and 5, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, and condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. Look what he did. And delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy behavior of the wicked. You know he was vexed, because when they tried to sleep with the men, he told them, man, don't you do that. For that righteous man dwelling among them and seeing and hearing vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. That's the type of stuff you got to sit back. Do these people, are you only vexed because they letting sissies getting married? Or are you vexed at all the stuff you see these sinners doing over here? Or you just vexed because they let sissies get married and that's why you going on? The Lord know how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the just unto the day of judgment to be punished. You see how he knew how to deliver Lot out of there? He knew how to deliver the just. He knew how to crash. He knew how to crash the unjust though. Epistle of Jude. I didn't want you to hear about Sodom and Gomorrah one more time since we read so much about them tonight. Y'all all right this evening? Epistle of Jude in the 7th verse. Make it 3. 4, I'm sorry. For there are certain men crept in unawares who were before ordained to this condemnation. Ungodly men turning the grace of our Elohim into lasciviousness and denying the only Yah Elohim and our Lord Yahshua HaMashiach. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains unto darkness, unto the judgment of the great day, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. You have to sit back and look at it, y'all. You go off doing what you want to do, being self-willed, and you don't think that there's no judgment or punishment for what you're doing, well, the Lord gonna set you out. All that stuff is in there as an example of what you ought not to do. What in the blue blazes? Huh? I did. Oh, I could just touch the stop. Okay. Matthew 13:47. This thing be tripping me out. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net which is cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. And which was when it was full, they drew the shore and sat down and gathered the good in the vessels, but cast the bad away. You just seen that with Lot. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just. You just seen that with Lot. And shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. You just seen that with Lot. Yahshua said unto them, have you understood all these things? Y'all understood all these things? They say unto him, yea, Lord. Then he said unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed into the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which bring forth out of his treasure things new and old. Praise ye Yah for Yahshua HaMashiach and the word.